Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Thanks for jumping on. Our super quick power shot, power half hour. We are going to just get focused and get ready to work. We have 1 week left in the month, which is always, I start feeling that little bit of a sense of urgency. But I am going to brag on a friend this morning, tell you a little bit about my weekend, and then give you a challenge. So the first thing is I have a super awesome sideline buddy, accountability partner, Corinne Copeland. And I didn't tell her I was going to brag about her. I didn't even message her. I was working on something and it got me thinking. But I want to challenge all of you to find somebody who will call you out when you tend to get in the wrong mindset, or will just say go get to work. And that's something that's been super fun and helpful to have somebody who kind of helps me hold my feet to the fire, which is a good thing. But she is an amazing example of looking for new information, reading something new, listening to a podcast or a training, and then immediately getting into action and applying whatever that one principle was. So the first kind of tip of the day I want to encourage all of you guys is do not get stuck into learning mode. Don't get stuck into just consuming. Because that can kind of be a dangerous thing. And that is, I've been there a lot of times. Like, I'm learning, I'm listening, I'm reading, feeling all of the good things, my heart, my mind, my soul with all of the right information. But if I consume and never actually apply and get into action, I'm not going to actually move the needle forward, right? Whatever that might be for whatever I'm learning. So Corinne took some great trainings that she had, been working on. She's like, I'm going to lead with the business. I'm going to set up an in-person meeting and paint the vision of what this can be. And just this weekend, she had a lunch meeting. Friday, I think, had a lunch meeting with a total stranger that she did not know. They talked about plexus and the vision. She enrolled her on Saturday, and that gal just went silver yesterday. So Corinne just earned her walking pad. She has 3 new level ones plus a new level one that went silver in 24 hours. So congratulations, Corinne. That to me is an inspiration. I want you guys to remember that this is no fun to do alone, right? It's going to be so much better if you can find somebody who sees the vision that you paint and says, let's go, let's do this together. So I want to encourage you. Are you inviting people along this journey to do this with you? Are you saying, this is where I'm going? Come on, come with me. And that's going to be one of my challenges, is really getting good at letting your audience, network, all of that know, this is where I am, but this is where I'm going. I'm looking for people to do this with me. Do you want to come with me? Whether it's, you want to earn your trip to Hawaii, you need a new car. So Alexis sounds great. You need $500 a month to pay for private school, whatever the case might be. Locking arms with somebody to challenge you. And so now I'm like, well, gosh, yes, if I have to sign 6 to get the walking pad, I most likely will, go that way. But how amazing to find somebody who says, oh, I think I can do this, and who starts reaching out into their network and says, like, game on, let's go. So really exciting and inspiring to just remind you that, yes, anything can happen. That one next person could be your one next person that enrolls and goes fast, starts over in 24 hours, and who knows what's beyond that. So that's just your little quick inspiration, and congratulations to Corinne. And it's super great to be able to have a running buddy, challenging and all of the things with that. The second thing, so Friday, our family did not have any plans for the weekend. This was the only weekend last weekend that there's not going to be like baseball or something like for the next 12 weekends out. And one of my friends was like, hey, we're going to a concert. We have an extra 2 tickets. And I was like, I don't know what we would do with 2 tickets, because there's at least 4 of us, if not 5 of us in our family. I asked John, I was like, hey, you think we should just, go to this concert? And he was like, Anyway, really, really, really long story short, my husband was like, a few hours later, he was like, let's just get 5 tickets and go. To which I forgot that I have a college kid who actually has a life. He's like, sorry, mom, I'm not going to be able to jump on your spontaneous plans. But John bought 4 concert tickets, booked a hotel, said, let's jump in the car and let's just go make memories. Which I need to get over my mindset of just being able to like tell the story without having any second preconceived ideas. I did not say yes to a pink drink 13 years ago so I could take my 18-year-old to a Morgan Wallen concert. However, when I said yes to a pink drink 13 years ago, the ability to have options and freedoms is something that will never be lost on me. And I have probably 100 videos, and I don't even care who the concert was or where we were or what it took to get there. Being able to have memories and moments watching my kids, like the last video I posted, I think on my Facebook story, my 12-year-old in that dang dimple singing every word to this country song. Again, it's neither here nor there. Like I wasn't trying to get to that concert. The joy in creating those memories with my family, I was like, this is what the hard work is about. And it didn't have to be a concert or whatever, but if I could give you the 24-hour saga of jumping in a car and driving 5 hours, of getting a hotel room in a city that we thought it would be a great hotel, thinking nobody would rent there because it was 2 hours away from the concert, realizing there's a golf tournament, a soccer tournament, and we got the last room in the hotel. So all 4 of us had one king bed. So like on and on and on. And then driving back from the concert at 2 a.m., my kids have never had Taco Bell. You guys, I realize this. My 18-year-old and my 12-year-old have never once gone through a Taco Bell drive-through, which I guess I should brag on my parenting skills with that. But my husband was like, it's 2 a.m. It's the only thing open. It's pouring down rain. We are going to Taco Bell. So he rolls down the window, and it's been 10 years since we've been, 12 years since we've been. That's what I used to eat when I was pregnant with Hudson. He's like, I'll take a number 13 and a number 7. Give me a number 1 and throw in a number 7. The lady was like, that'll be $48. It's like, you just ordered $48 of Taco Bell. What is even going on? Anyway, we were able to visit a friend on the way home. We got home yesterday late. And like I've cried about it. The warm, fuzzy feelings of just being able to say, let's go and just go do it. And watching the joy, my husband splurged. We won't even talk about, prices or anything like that. But to be in a season of our life where an opportunity came up and there was freedom there and flexibility there, that we had the option to just say, let's go. So I made a post that it started with take the trip, and you could probably do any post, take the trip. You could, lead in with, I don't know, that could be the start of any post, right? But just grabbing life and creating moments. And I'm just so grateful. So whenever I think about leading with the business, my brain gets in the way. And I have to remind myself that there are so many people who an extra $300, an extra $500, an extra $1,000 could be the difference of taking the trip or not. Logan's graduating in 2 weeks and he is ready to fly. And I'm just like having him in my car with me for 24 hours and being able to, have that opportunity to just have the moments and the memories was just absolutely priceless to me. But who are we preventing from having a story like that because we get in our own way of being scared of sharing what we have? And so I had downloaded, and I can try to find the free link again. I've been following Melanie Mitro. It's who Brittany Howard uses as a business coach. And I followed Melanie for years when she was, she's a top coach from Beachbody and all of that. But she had a freebie that popped up, 30 business social media posts. I'll write some specifics in the chat. And it's literally 30 taglines for posts, reels, captions, things that you could lead with to be able to paint that vision for what it is that we do. How your business paid for something that you needed this week. Was how you've turned your passion into a paycheck. How is your business allowing you to pursue your dreams? Um, so it went on and on and on. But two things. One thing that I want to read to you and then explain something is, so here's the prompt in one of the things that she said. I remember thinking, there had to be more than this. There has to be more than going to work for 40 hours a week and living for just the evenings and the weekends. If somebody had said to me, or somebody had said about me, we're not going to share plexus with Sarah because she's a very successful labor and delivery and ICU nurse, and she's a registered nurse and loves her job. She's not looking for anything else. And I wasn't looking because I didn't know what I didn't know, that there was something else out there. The behind the scenes was my husband and I literally saying to ourselves, we have the family, we built the house, we bought the Honda Odyssey minivan. Like, by all outward appearances, we were living the American dream. But behind the scenes, it was exhaustion. It was a, you pick Christmas to work, and I guess I'll have to do New Year's to work because we were at the hospital in the medical field. It was me signing up for 12-hour night shifts because the night shift differential was $3 more. It was me sacrificing weekends because I wanted the weekend differential because I needed my hours to have more dollars in them. It was showing up to soccer games for a 5 and 6 year old after working all night Friday night and going to soccer games without going to bed. Um, John and I literally looked at ourselves and we were like, we are burning the candle at both ends and we are running ourselves ragged. Is there more? And when I think about not knowing 13 years ago that there is more and that this opportunity has been what it has for our family, um, I'm just like, why do I not passionately continue to share every single day? Why am I not letting people know? And it's obviously the fear of, again, what is somebody going to think about me? Do they think that I'm bragging? Whatever the case might be with that. So today's Monday motivation and challenge is to try to get past that. If that, and am I alone? Like, y'all let me know in the comments. Do you guys stop before you post a business post and you're like, I don't want to brag. I don't want people to think I'm, XYZ with my home, side gig or whatever. But I want you guys to hear me right now. This isn't a side gig. Yes, you might work at part-time hours, but this can be as much or as little as you want it to be. And when it comes down to it, this is my career, a career that allowed us to get debt free by the time I was 40, a career that allowed us to, put down tons of cash to be able to build our dream house. Like, my kids are all in private school that costs more than college, tuitions. Like, and those are checks that we are writing that are flying out of our house because of what I said yes to 13 years ago. Has it been hard? Absolutely. Is it still hard work? Absolutely. Do I work less and make way more than I did as a nurse? Absolutely. That was the best thing ever, is not having cell service at the concert. I was like, you know what? One, it's pouring down rain. I'm telling you, ponchos soaking wet. It rained. We were in an open stadium. We were on the floor. I was fussing at my husband for getting the tickets he did. We happened to be in the aisle where Morgan Wallen walked up and back twice, and Hudson and Logan got high fives and eye contact and the whole 9 yards. Like, you name it. But who are we keeping from having their own story, their own take the trip post? And that's kind of where I am. Shannon, I'm going to have to look up that Bible verse. I'm going to take that. So you say, I really struggled with that, even posting my health results. I didn't want to be seen as arrogant, but God gave me a verse about sharing my progress to bless others. I'm going to go look that up. Thank you for posting that. And I think that's another one of the big things Bob Heilig always talks about. If we're worried about what people think, we're focusing on ourselves. And if we turn the mirror around and put it on what can we do to help others, that makes it so much easier. So it's Chic Influencer is the name of Melanie Mitro's company. And it was a freebie for 30 business social media prompts. And I literally keep it right here on my desk. I made a really good reel last night. And if you guys are savvy on why, when you type text over a video reel, why sometimes when you post the reel, the text isn't there, I have not figured that one out yet, and I was too tired to like redo it, so I just let the caption um, speak for itself. Katie, if you want to drop some of them in there, that's totally fine. I'm just not at a place where I'm clicking and pasting all that. One of them, I love this is you could do 3 things, 5 things, 10 things that I did to turn my job into income, or my whatever into income. You could do behind the scenes. It's a really good way to get your brain going to how can I let people know this is something that I have and something that we need. And going back to Corinne enrolling a new person and then that person going silver in 24 hours, it was about being bold in leading with the business and confidence, saying, I have this to offer, and this is what I'm going to teach you, train you, coach you, mentor you, and being able to do. Speaking of, drop in the comments if you were on the Sunday opportunity call last night. Last night it was Michelle Thomas with 2 of her team members, and y'all, they're so good. They're so, so, so good. So I've been posting the link in our Power Hour chats. Thank you, Kim, so much for posting that there. These opportunity calls, I promise you, if you invest the time into marketing and inviting to, you will start seeing results with people being able to see the vision of what people can do. It's a little bit of health testimonies, a little bit of business testimonies, short and sweet, 3 speakers, less than 5 minutes each. Boom, 15 minutes on a Sunday night. And you've now been able to expose a friend, a family member, a prospect, a stranger to this is what the opportunity is. They can sign up for the text afterwards and they will get 6 days of, if you're ready to do this, here's tips for how you can go silver in 6 days. It's absolutely brilliant. Awesome. Great job. Vanessa, I love seeing you dressed up in your costumes and your outfits, and I wish I was closer so I could go to your play. But I'm glad. So does anybody have any thoughts, questions, comments? And then I will give you your challenge. Has anybody earned their walking pad? Is anybody close to earning their walking pad? I have not. I've signed 3, halfway there. I'm looking to help somebody go silver, but I've also got share cards out for others. So we will rock and roll with that. Y'all, this is April going into May. We're getting close to convention. This is the last week to close out convention contest. There's always fun announcements for convention. There's always fun things coming. Plexus is always innovating. They are always looking ahead to how we can be the best at what we are and what we offer. So once again, I'm overwhelmed with being in the right place at the right time with the right company, with the right compensation plan and the right products. And so I'm super, super excited about all of that. So for today, if you have not painted a vision of where you're going, if you have not told your network, these are my goals and they're big and they're scary, and I want you to do this with me, or how your business has paid you this week, or, all of that, I want to challenge you to be bold in leading with the business opportunity and what this has done for you. And even if you have made $100, it has done something for you, right? So really, really getting good at that. And then I'm listening to 2 books that are absolutely blowing my mind. And if you walk or you need something to listen to, Dr. Benjamin Hardy on YouTube and his podcasts, I'm feeling like I'm getting smarter every word that I listen to from him. I don't know, he's just doing something to my brain. So this morning on my walk, he was talking about how wealth is not money, wealth is value added. And money follows that value. And it's just got my wheels turning for all of our unique ability and what we can show up to. We don't have to compete with anybody because we all can step into our gifts and our strengths. Look at y'all go. Good job. Finishing those books and all of that. Stepping into your unique ability and working so laser focused that it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing, knowing that in your unique ability is where you shine. And that there's so much value that you have to offer. Yes, journaling. So that's another thing. And he's got a whole bunch on journaling. If you can literally just finish your day with what are 3 wins. Oh, and he does have a journal. I'll have to look at that. Oh, 3 wins in your journal. Yes. Really getting that mindset of what have I learned, and even if I haven't hit my goal, moving forward in that gain mentality of what have I learned through all of these things, it's super, super helpful on this journey, especially in network marketing. And I absolutely love that he is geared specifically towards entrepreneurs. We are in such a unique space, y'all, of the mindset work that we have to do, of nobody telling us we have to punch in, right? Nobody asking us, did you get your work done? That's why it's always great to have, a sideline buddy or an accountability partner that can say, where are you? Where are you going? How are you getting there? What are the action steps that you took today? So do not underestimate the power of letting somebody take a peek into your lives. I always giggle because I tell my husband I'm definitely not an influencer because I have over 10,000 followers on Instagram and 15,000 followers on Facebook on top of the 5,000 friends. Um, and my views usually get between 150 and 200 views on average for what I post. But letting people in on my trip this week, and now granted it was a trip, so it was a little bit more special. Like my views are over 1,000 on each slide. And I'm like, looky there, maybe I should tell people a little bit more about what I'm doing. Um, but the other interesting thing was I happened to post that I was proofreading my husband's book that he is writing. And so many people are super interested about that. And the thing that I will say about that is watching him get laser focused on his unique ability and letting the 80% of everything else fall away. He's in focus and flow. Dr. Benjamin Hardy calls it, if you are operating in your flow, that's like your sweet spot. And so for the last 3 weeks, my husband has just been like, he writes for hours every single day. He took the last week off from his anesthesia job and he has been in his office. I'm not even kidding, 8 hours a day. I'm like, I don't know where this came from or how you had 80,000 words in your brain, but he is almost done with the first, like, ready to edit 80,000 word novel. And I'm fascinated, absolutely fascinated. And I'm like, look at there. So he says that we're working on our diversifying our income. I'm like, hey, if you want to write a bestseller, I'm not mad about it. So I will keep you guys posted on that. If you like novels or fiction or baseball, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to help him market it, but I think he's going to do a great job on his own. So we're searching for publishers and book agents and all the things right now on top of everything else we have to do. But super, super fun. And that's another thing I asked him. I said, what if, you retired and we moved closer to the beach and you just could write books? Like, what does that sound? How does that sound? He's like, I think that sounds really awesome. I'm like, okay, there you go. There's our 10X. We want a beach house where we can sit on the porch and drink coffee while he writes his novels. So I'll keep you posted on that. But I'm still going to build. I'm going for a 4-star diamond. Did you guys watch Emily Gibson's her yacht trip that she so brilliantly, if you want to watch how to invite people along the journey in stories, go watch Emily's yacht trip highlights on her Instagram. But that is my not next, but on the journey to that big 4-star diamond, because I can't even fathom what that would be like to bring my kids on a trip of a lifetime like that. So I'm going to wrap it up and stop. So you have to have 4. Okay, so the Star Diamond program, once you reach Diamond, they're wanting, the Star Diamond program was born in celebrating developing leader legs. Because just like I told you, it's no fun to go alone and it's no fun to do all of the heavy lifting on your own. So developing leader legs creates a strong, stable business. So if this is my diamond position and I have a level 1 emerald, that would be 1 star. And then on a second leg, maybe I have a, level 2 or level 3 emerald. The first 3 levels count. So even if my level 1 on my second leg is an emerald, if my level 2 is an emerald, that would be my 2nd star. And then you have to have 4 separate emerald leader legs. So each star is an emerald or above level 1, 2, or 3 underneath you. And every year that you qualify, you get to go on the trip every year. So we're just going to have to call Plexus and we're going to have to say, hey, you need to get a few more super yachts because there are going to be so many of us that are 4-star and above. You are not going to have enough days in your calendar to make sure that we all get those trips. So put that on your dream board. It's definitely on mine, and we will rock and roll. If you need a reminder, just remember, we are still winning the day. How are you sowing seeds? How are you adding value? How are you introducing people to the Plexus vision? Are you introducing people to the business opportunity that changes lives? Are you inviting them third-party validation and social proof? You guys, that's a huge part of the winning the day that Genevieve gave us. Third-party validation equals Sunday night opportunity calls that are being done for you by top leaders. They have a script. They keep it short and sweet. It is professional. It is amazing. So I want to challenge you. What if you had one hot prospect every single week for 4 weeks, right? You're introducing that business opportunity. What if you invited 10 a week and you had 3 showing up as guests every single week? We got home. You should see it. I've got suitcases. My kitchen's a mess. My living room's a mess. All of the things. I got home, went for my walk so I could close my rings, which I'm still closing all 3 rings every day since January 1st. So I went for my walk and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit in the hot tub and just kind of decompress. At 7:58, you better believe I looked at my watch and I was like, well, it's time for our Sunday night call. It's 8 o'clock. And I jumped on Zoom, no camera. I wanted to be there and be present for all of the people who were there and inviting and showing up. And every single week is amazing. I think I'm hosting like in July. So all of the diamonds, we have it like scheduled all the way out through August. We being Melissa Eichenhorst and her brilliant brain. Awesome. Good, Kim. I'm so excited. That will be wonderful. So make sure that you are plugging, even especially new VIPs, to say you don't have to know all the answers. Here is how you can paint the vision, tell the story, and they are going to have practical step-by-step what we need to do next. And then I want to challenge you guys. Grab those people. The last thing on our winning the day, what does duplication look like? Don't try to do it all yourself. Corporate is doing the Silver and Six. Jill Renfro did an amazing job last week, and then Morgan Johnson took over. So on the Ambassador Academy is where the Ambassador Academy is where that Silver and Six extra motivation is happening. Okay, what's a good book for a new person sharing to start with? Da, 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 da. I still order extra ones of these, and I still, like, literally yesterday, my new gal that's 18, I was like, have you read Rock Your Network Marketing book yet? Like, this is Network Marketing 101. You can read it in an afternoon. Super, super, super. Like, literally, it is. When I read it, I'm like, why am I doing any of this talking or training when I can just hand this book off? I would even say if you have somebody who signed up with the business, for the business, like, boom, here's my gift to you, $12. So that's for sure. Okay. Happy Monday. We got one more week to make all of the magic happen. Just remember that adding value, leading with the business, take the mirror off of ourselves and say, who can we help? Who can we help write their own story? Take the trip, ... Okay. Love you guys. Thank you so much for jumping on. Time block that time now. Remember, we're doing these short ones. So now you can sit your little booties down and work for the next 30 minutes without me. And we will all get into action and not just listen. So thanks, guys. Thanks, Katie, for posting that stuff for us too.